having us today.
Of course, it's our pleasure. We're so excited.
Can you tell us a little bit about how animals end up in your care?
Yeah, so they very often come to us through our animal cruelty work. So what sort of makes us the Pennsylvania SPCA is that we have 4 physical locations, but we cover 18 counties with our animal law enforcement team. So we're rescuing animals every single day from cruelty and neglect, and that really is animals of all kinds. So today, obviously, we're here right now with the Great Dane and her puppies, but we'll see lots of other animals that we have here. The animals come in really bad shape, but the thing that keeps us going is that we get to heal them and send them on the path to recovery and then see them off to their amazing lives.
Now, once they're here, they get some of the best care from Dr. Alicia.
Yes.
Now, obviously, right here we have Caroline.
Yeah.
She came in with a seizure of how many dogs?
I actually, was it 19?
Something like that.
19?
We had 2 rescues back to back. So I always think of the number 39 because we brought these guys in and then the very next day had another one. So it was somewhere in the vicinity of, a couple dozen dogs.
And she was underweight, emaciated.
Yeah.
And you guys barely could tell that she was pregnant.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise. When we noticed that she was pregnant, we didn't think she was nearly as far along as she was. She really hit it well, and I think she was probably putting all of her reserves into her babies. And then she gave birth here, and she did fantastic. We have these beautiful babies to show for it. She stayed here at the hospital with us for maybe 4 or 5 days, and then when we knew everybody was okay, she was kind of starting to calm down with people. She was a little bit protective in the beginning, as you can see. That's
good job, Mama.
She's fine now, but the first few days, she went to foster, and she's been there since. So, but she's so loving and sweet.
Now, once the puppies are old enough, they will hopefully be adopted out. I'm sure we'll have no problem because look at them. But Caroline, I'm assuming will also be up for adoption.
She will.
And hot take, everyone, I think that dogs are actually better than puppies. I always say when my kids are old enough to understand the boundaries and respect them with dogs, I am going to come out here on a regular basis and just at least at any given time have 4 rescues in their house. Don't tell my husband. Don't tell my husband. Look at her checking on everyone.
Making sure everybody's okay.
What a good mom. If you could tell people what the biggest concerns are, basically how we can lessen the number of dogs or animals that end up in a rescue situation, what would you say?
Probably first and foremost is spay and neuter. The unwanted litters or the irresponsible litters, that would really help us have less dogs and cats in general. Planning ahead, right now I think it's really, really hard, but veterinary care can be a little bit expensive as well, and don't do terrible things to them so that they don't end up here with us.
Isn't it that simple?
Yeah.
It really is that simple. So Caroline had 8 puppies.
She did.
Can I pet this puppy?
Yes. Yeah, yes. Good girl.
Now, when can they go home? Sorry, Caroline. They won't be pulling on your stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So
they are just starting to be on some we call it slurry type food. They're getting interested in water, all of that. So they're about 4 weeks old now. So another 4 weeks with mom.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are any of these puppies asking for a friend? Of course. Are any of these puppies spoken for?
You know the answer, Julian? I don't think so, yeah.
Not yet.
That was great.
Oh,
Yeah, over there instead of over here. That was great.
You peed. Good
Yeah, Mom,
job.
check it out. Is she hydrated? What do we think? This is me when I open a diaper. She's investigating.
she's checking it out
This
for
is mom
sure.
duty. So I've always said, this is a bad thing to share. I've always said that I wanted a black and white Great Dane, and I wanted to name her Moo.
Oh, it's a perfect name.
Because she's a small cow. No offense, Mom. I call myself a cow too.
She says,
so
no
just-
offense taken.
Yes. I actually, grass puppies are a target of mine. Maybe one day I'll have a cow too. I literally was showing our 2-year-old last night because we were laying in bed together, and I said, Benny, do you want to know a secret? I get to go see puppies tomorrow. And she was like, are you going to kiss on the mouth? And I was like, maybe. How many do you think I could fit in my car?
I have all of them.
Perfect.
You just
They all came
I
together
said-
in one car.
So-
And including mom. So
Perfect. So
Everyone
I
knows.
said this was going to end up being like a Melissa McCarthy and Bridesmaids situation.
yes.
I took
Everyone
9.
gets a
I
puppy.
just-
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. This is an important question. When they are about, she has a heart on her neck. Jesus Christ. She has a literal heart on her neck. Can you zoom in on that?
You show
It's
your
right,
hand,
it's
I
right
think,
where
Alicia.
Alicia's hand
Oh,
is.
sorry. Right
No,
there.
that's okay. That is a heart, in case anyone needed to know. So, yeah, I wasn't prepared to see that. I wasn't prepared for that. Oh, God.
Say hi.
Yeah.
She gotta go leave.
I'm not going to take him. I promise.
No.
He's not even allowed to leave you yet.
Nope.
She's
Came
become
over here.
much more trusting of the process. And
goodness.
You're joking.
You look just
like her.
This one looks like you.
Yeah. He looks just
looks like
Alicia
you.
blue eyes. Hi. Are you joking? Are you joking?
You got a lot of wrinkles on that face.
Mom.
And the skin.
Oh
Get over there.
no. Do you hear all the rumbles?
they're grumbling.
Look at the dreaming. Look at the little, oh, look at the dreaming.
Alicia said that one was the runt of the litter, but it's doing really good.
It is doing
Oh,
really
like
well.
what?
Yep.
That's because she knows I'm kissing her.
Just waiting.
I just love the fact that I said it so many times and Bennett's first response was, you're gonna put it on now. Now, when you adopt out, specifically like a Great Dane, I feel like because like we're an Irish Wolfhound household, but do you find that you have to be more careful about making sure that you're adopting like breed specific households? Obviously, they're going to be quite large, taking a lot of that into consideration, cost of food, cost of vet care.
Yes, vet care and everything. Yeah, especially.
Is that something that you guys take into consideration when you receive applications?
Yeah, and
I
heavily
do-
counseled on as well. You know, even if maybe you are a first time, dog owner, and it is going to fit your lifestyle, they still want to make sure that you're understanding of the things that come along with that, like bloat and things, and
Yes.
be really careful
Yep.
about, and
A little stomach tap.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why?
Look at. Can we
Are you
just
a boy
zoom
or a
in?
girl? I don't
I
even
think
know.
it's a girl. Can you just zoom in on the spot on her nose, please? Because good God. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? You're so perfect. You all are. Dr. Alicia, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Jillian, where are we headed next?
Yeah, we have an exciting place to go next. We're going to go see some cats at the catio.
Perfect. Let me just. nobody look.
Listen, I think this is like the perfect, heat source for a cold day.
Are you joking?
You picked that sweater for a reason, didn't you? Pockets and
Down here.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Hop in. You are so stinking cute. And the brown ears. You're joking. I'm fine. I'm fine. Are you fine? I'm fine. Oh no. My husband's gonna be pissed.
All right, Kylie, so we're here in the cat room with Sarah Brown, who's our resident cat expert.
That's my
Sarah.
favorite title. I am a proud cat lady. I will admit it. I love to talk about cats, so that's me.
So how many cats are in the room with us right now?
We have 4 cats in this room, but we can have anywhere up to like hundreds of cats at a time because of our animal law
Not all
enforcement
in this
team.
room.
Not in this
Sure,
room,
sure.
no. Just throughout our shelters, we can rescue, just 2 cats. So, well, Theodore here came in with one other cat after being found on a road in a carrier. But then we can, sometimes get upwards of like 70, 80 cats in from a hoarding type situation. Or a couple years ago, we got a bunch of rag dolls that all came in together, pushing 100. So it always varies, but right now there's only 4 in here, and they're all really lovely.
Now, how frequently are cats adopted?
Cats go pretty quick. Of course, kittens tend to fly out the door, we always say. But it just really depends on their temperament as well. So a really social cat could go faster, but then one that's a little bit more fearful, which we do see pretty often, could take a little bit of a, transitionary period here in the shelter first. That's why we love rooms like the one that we're in right now, because it can really help them behaviorally as well as to kind of showcase their temperaments to adopters. So like little Theodore here behind us again, he's super social, and that's great for anybody that's coming in looking for a cat. They know exactly what qualities they want. A cat that's going to jump in my lap or be really playful. But then it's really good for other cats like Queen over here, who's a little old lady and just wants to chill out.
So this room assists in sort of those behavioral assessment that allows you to recommend which cats would fit best in which home. Now, what would you say is the biggest thing that holds people back from adopting, if not their husband?
I think it would just be, of course, cost of animals is a little bit more expensive, but also it could be behavioral based. So a cat like Theo here could get adopted really quick, but a more fearful one that's not really showing herself or himself could wait a little bit longer. But that's why we have our behavior team and our wonderful staff and volunteers to work with them and help them become more adoptable.
Theodore here, how long has he been here?
He's only been here a couple weeks. He was in protective custody for a little bit first, which means we were kind of investigating his case. He came in with a cat named Eleanor, who is still here as well. She is a little bit more skittish, I believe, than Theodore. So we're still working with her a little bit, but
a very cute
they both
name.
Find their homes, I know.
Now, what would be the best case scenario for? So
he's a little bit playful, so one that'll keep him active.
Sure.
Obviously, he can live with other cats because he's in here. Honestly, I feel like this cat would like a dog too.
So he may be a little human with one of our cameramen.
Oh, yeah.
There are two vying for his attention. That's up next on Cat Love Island. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Where are you going? Oh, he's meowing. He's going to pick. He's going to pick someone. He's going to pick someone. Let's see. Who's it gonna be? Who's he gonna pick? Who's he gonna pick? Oh, the toy. Okay. A lot of people have this misconception that you can't necessarily find something that you may have wanted forever in a rescue situation. What do you say to them in terms of cats?
That's just not true. We get ragdolls, we get Bengal cats, we've had Cornish Rexes before. So you can really find any breed at a shelter. I always tell people that it might take a little bit longer to find one if you want something really rare, but most of the time you can find them there.
Just in case you're wondering, he's as soft as he looks. He's delightful.
You want the snack?
Here, here's your snack.
I'll help you.
It is chicken and
He's
cheese.
so polite looking here.
What do you think about it?
Look at that. Look at how polite he is, guys.
It's like, I'm not sure.
Oh, there you go.
So, if you're my husband, just ignore the fact that I'm getting up close and personal with these cats. You saw nothing. Jillian, where are we headed next?
Yeah, so next we're headed to our homeschool where we're going to meet a dog I think you're really going to like. All right, Kylie, so we're here in a very exciting room with a wonderful dog and our site director, Lisa Maggio, who will tell us all about our homeschool, which is this great room.
Yes, Lisa, this is adorable, first of all. When we first came into the room, it was very gently, lightly explained to me. Can you please explain to the people what this room is for?
We are so lucky to have this room. It simulates the home environment. So when we have our wonderful volunteers and staff, they bring dogs down to decompress. They get to know really what a home environment is like. You've got microwaves, we've got TVs, or just to sit down and just calm the dog and let them enjoy this environment. So very lucky. Not too many rescues have this type of, so we're very, very lucky to have this.
Now, you guys incorporate all the things that would truly be in a home, a TV, a microwave, things that might make noise or be different if a dog has not necessarily lived in a traditional home setting.
That's correct.
Do you have moments in here that are surprises? Maybe things that they experience where you're like, oh, they really haven't ever seen a television.
Yes, especially if we get a couple dogs in to play. What they'll do is run around the different tables and they'll be, wait, this is fun. I can relax, my mind can be at ease and enjoy myself in here.
Cody is here with us. Yes. He is currently up for adoption.
He is.
And Can you tell us a little bit about him?
He's one of our two golden
Perfect.
guys.
Let's start there.
He's perfect. He is perfect.
It's perfect.
He is 8 years old. He came in the end of last year. Sometimes life changes with families and they have to surrender their pets. So Cody is here. He would probably like a low to medium activity type of family. We will catch him occasionally at night on his kennel bag upside down.
Sure.
So that's always a source of entertainment. But he's a love, as you can tell. And he would be great in a home. He probably would love, he was just saying he would love probably a fenced in yard. Probably a little experienced adopter that is used to the large breeds. So yeah, but he's a great dog.
He's so perfect. He has the German Shepherd button on the top of his head, that little black spot. And I can confirm he is a thick boy. Don't listen. He is a big dog. But like we said at the beginning, he's perfect.
He is perfect.
He has extra hair for your couch.
He does.
And a very cute hot breath.
Yes, he does.
And that's how we like it.
And the great thing about the rescue is we get breed specific dogs, which we're lucky to have, but we also get a lot of mix. We get all different sizes. So, sometimes the rescue, they only get, certain, it's a stigma, but we actually have a variety. And all
that is, I would say, probably, I think, what people think of most when they think of rescue dogs, that they think of, like, quite frankly, pitties.
Right.
Which, if raised right, are some of the sweetest loves you've ever met in your whole life. And it's such a shame that breed has gotten the stigma that it has.
Absolutely.
But if that is not the direction that you want to go with adding to your family, like you were saying, you have a purebred German Shepherd. Like, what are we talking about? Also, they are, if you want to rebrand it, to make it better, a pitty could be a purebred couch hippo.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It happens.
Landseal.
That's it. That's it. So we're in this room that is used for training purposes. What other training is done with the dogs?
Sure. So every dog that comes through here, we go through a behavior and medical assessment. And from there, we constantly are looking at plans and with walks and with time. We have a regional behavior manager on site. So between that and staff and volunteers, we're constantly assessing their behavior. And with that helps with finding that perfect adopter when you're ready for that adoption. So we do a lot of behavior assessments with them.
Because the goal is really to adopt them once.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So
Find
that they,
loving home.
as much as I'm sure you love Cody, you would love for him to go and continue going to live his life.
Correct.
Oh, what a good boy.
But can't say he may not be in my office for a given day.
Whatever. German Shepherd people are German Shepherd people. We can't help ourselves.
The gateway into your home.
It is a gateway.
Okay.
Oh, no, not another one.
home.
Maybe in your same position.
We can't help ourselves. It's fine.
Can't. So,
He did whine a couple times, and it did spark a cry. So just we're a German Shepherd family growing up, and he's scratching that itch right now. Yeah, you can put him in the bag too, please. I'd like to add this one to my tab.
Yeah.
Cody can come home with
Would you like to
me.
keep that tab open?
Yes, keep the tab running. It seems that with every consecutive stop, the odds are increasing that I may go home with an animal. Which one will we choose? Who knows? We'll find out.
So Kylie, we're here in the barn at Mainline Animal Rescue, where we have some fun animals we'll get to talk about. But I want to introduce you to Nicole Wilson, who is our
Nicole.
director of
Nice to
animal law
meet you.
enforcement.
Great to meet you.
So you are a law enforcement officer.
Yes, I am sworn in the Commonwealth to specifically enforce the laws pertaining to animal cruelty and neglect. So criminal statutes, it's not about licensing and vaccines. It's about literally people not providing the basic care for their pets.
Okay, so can you explain the difference between a case that would be cruelty and a case that would be neglect?
Sure. Neglect is when somebody fails to do something similar to, if they are not providing, say an animal has fleas and they have hair loss, they're not providing the vet care to treat that condition, or an ear infection, a cold, that kind of thing. Or if an animal doesn't have shelter and an owner is just leaving them outside at all times without that shelter, and then water or food, those are considered neglect issues. Cruelty is if somebody is abusing, ill-treating, overloading, actively doing something harmful.
And what types of cases have you been called out on recently?
I mean, we can see our own breath and we're inside a barn.
Yes.
So obviously we are getting a lot of shelter calls right now. Yesterday we executed a search warrant in one of our counties involving horses, where the horses were in very poor physical condition as well as being outside without any shelter access. We had a German Shepherd with an immuno condition that when we first got the photographs and saw the dog on scene, just had most of the hair around its eyes missing and just was very wounded from scratching at itself just because of that condition. So those are the things that we've done just in the past few days.
Now, being in the barn right now, you might hear some rustling around in the background, but we can't show the animals that are in here with us, besides the barn cats. We'll get to them. But there are some sheep and some goats in the barn with us that we can't show on camera. Why is that?
So those animals are currently in protective custody. So we do get any animals that owners surrender, realizing that they are beyond what they can care for at this time. And then there are those individuals who, have a right to be proven guilty in a court of law. And so those animals remain on hold during that period of time. And so we are housing those animals, accruing the expense of caring for those animals.
Kylie Kelce had an idea that made the whole family laugh with delight. It wasn't about a big party or a long trip, but a small, heartfelt project. She wanted to build a dog kennel herself for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's dog. The idea came to her one peaceful afternoon as Kylie sat in the backyard, sipping a warm cup of coffee. Jason Kelce stepped outside and noticed her studying her phone with a focused expression. "What are you thinking about? You look so serious," he asked. Kylie smiled and showed him a collection of handmade dog kennel designs. "That I was thinking, Taylor and Travis are going to be so busy. Their dog needs a really comfortable place. I want to make something special," Jason chuckled. "You're really going to build one? Why not just buy it?" "Because handmade makes it meaningful," Kylie replied. "I want it to feel like it comes from the family." The very next day, Kylie began listing materials: pine wood, non-toxic paint, a soft cushion, and a decorative nameplate. She even sketched a charming design featuring a tiny roof and heart-shaped windows. Looking at her drawing, Jason joked, "That dog's going to live better than I do," Kylie laughed. That's exactly the goal. By the weekend, their backyard had turned into a mini workshop. Wooden planks were neatly arranged, and tools were laid out with care. Wearing an apron and tying her hair up, Kylie looked like a true craftsperson. Jason helped cut the wood, though it quickly became clear Kylie was in charge. "She carefully measured every detail. We have to make sure it's comfortable," she said. Once the frame was complete, Kylie painted it a soft cream color with light gold trim. "It gives a warm, cozy feel," she explained while waiting for the paint to dry. She filmed the process and sent it to Taylor and Travis with a message, "Working on a surprise for your dog." The replies came quickly. Taylor sent a string of heart emojis, and Travis responded, "Our dog is about to become a VIP." Kylie smiled as she read their messages. To her, this wasn't just a gift, it was a way to bring everyone closer. Later that day, Jason brought out a plush cushion. "This would be perfect," he said. "Absolutely," Kylie agreed. "But we still need a nameplate." She took a small piece of wood and carefully wrote, "Home Sweet PAW.AS." The kennel neared completion. Kylie added the final touches, a small light outside and a water bowl by the entrance. Every detail was thoughtfully chosen. That evening, the couple stepped back to admire their work. The kennel stood in the yard like a tiny, charming house. "That I think the dog will love it," Kylie said with a satisfied sigh. Jason wrapped an arm around her shoulders. "Not just the dog. I think Taylor and Travis will be touched too. The next day, they carefully loaded the kennel into their pickup truck. As Jason secured it with ropes, Kylie said softly, "I hope they're surprised." Jason smiled. "I'm sure they will be," and with that, they set off, excited to deliver not just a gift, but a piece of their love.